interesting things we have to talk about today. Two more reasons besides the one I mentioned in the last video why crypto has actually fallen. And interestingly enough, not really sure why, but Bitcoin dominance actually just went down. And usually when all these coins dump, it goes up. But let's talk about SpaceX. This proves that Elon Musk is not a super genius when it comes to crypto. You know why? Because he bought the top and sold the bottom, just like a lot of other people. In 2021 and 2022, when Bitcoin was near its top, SpaceX owned $373 million of Bitcoin. It's a lot of Bitcoin, more money than you and I will probably ever have. But SpaceX had $373 million of Bitcoin in 2021, 2022. And this year, it looks like they unloaded all of it. Now, I don't actually think they unloaded all of it like today just to make the price go down. I think they saw that the price was coming down and they couldn't hang on to it anymore, or they needed some liquid cash really fast for whatever reason they needed liquid cash. And they decided to sell the Bitcoin. They probably did it over the course of this year. They might have sold the very bottom in January or like February, but it really does look like they sold the bottom at this point. And I don't think they have any of it anymore. Now, it's not been confirmed that they unloaded all of it, but at least they unloaded a substantial amount of it. So that's right. That God you guys are worshiping, Elon Musk, he is just another crypto buyer, buying the top, selling the bottom. Stop worshiping him. Stop acting like he's some kind of super genius when it comes to crypto, because he's not. So every time he tweets something about crypto, don't go do exactly what he wants you to do. Don't think just because he tweets about a crypto, it's going to the moon, because this guy does not know that much about crypto and he's not that smart when it comes to crypto trading, because buying back in 2021 and selling now, that does not sound like a great trader to me. This guy is no crypto guru. And yeah, I do think the announcement of SpaceX actually selling their crypto added to the interest rate hikes, added to the treasury bond yield coming up, definitely had a huge effect on crypto today. And that's what it made it drop 2,000 points today. We're at 26,500 now. I think it was like 28,500 and possibly 29,000 before it all dropped. And that's why this whole collapse and panic actually happened, because of all those factors together. Not just SpaceX or the treasury yield or anything else or what I'm going to talk about next, but all of it put together put a stake through people's hearts, made them fear. And of course, when they're that fearful, when they are actually that fearful, they tend to sell everything. And because they're selling everything, crypto went down 2,000, 2,500 points. And I think it also triggered a lot of liquidations along the way, because there were a lot of longs that probably got liquidated. Right now, the shorts outnumber the longs 2-1. So we could be setting up for a shorts liquidation. So don't look at it like, oh, we're definitely going to go down now to like 25,000, 23,000. We could actually go back up to 29, possibly even 30,000 in relatively short order of time, because there are a lot more shorts than longs now. And that could set up for a short squeeze, which would pop the price right back up. Second factor I wanted to talk about is Evergrande. That is one of the largest Chinese property developers, and they filed for bankruptcy protection in Manhattan court. So they were heavily in debt. We talked about this last year. They were already in trouble then, but the government was helping them out. I don't really know if the government's helping them anymore, but they filed in Manhattan court, and they sought recognition restructuring talks underway in Hong Kong, the Cayman Islands, and the British Virgin Islands. And that they are the world's most indebted property developer, defaulted in 2021, and announced an offshore debt restructuring program in March. Now, China's property market is kind of crap. The government's basically keeping it afloat so people won't lose all their net worth. But China's property values are massively overinflated. And also they're like kind of building cities in the middle of nowhere that no one wants. If you actually go to the border, there's a bunch of empty ghost towns that they built that no one actually wants property of. But this company has actually been in trouble for like 2 years, and it looks like they're in even more trouble since they just filed for bankruptcy. Of course, the trading of Evergrande shares has been suspended since March 2022, and CNBC tried to reach out to them for comment, but did not actually hear back. So the Chapter 15 bankruptcy, I guess they have some business in the United States. It allows a U.S. bankruptcy court to intervene in cross-border insolvency case involving foreign companies that are undergoing restructuring from creditors. They must have some U.S. creditors, otherwise it wouldn't really make all that much sense to file in Manhattan court. An affiliate of Evergrande, Tanji Holdings, also filed for Chapter 15 protection. So a lot of Chinese companies and developers filing for bankruptcy. I guess this does affect the market somehow here because I suppose that they have US investors. Otherwise, the Chinese market really shouldn't affect crypto at all. I know that a lot of you are interested in like, oh, why do you say that? China's opening up their markets to crypto. Yeah, they are going to. That's the key. They haven't yet. So technically, like they can't really trade crypto in China at all. Now, I'm sure there's a couple of exchanges that like do it behind the books, but I don't think like officially there's an actual crypto exchange in China, and there's probably not that much volume, especially in terms of altcoins in China. So I wouldn't actually expect Evergrande failure to really affect the market that much. I mean, I suppose like international bankruptcy by one of the biggest property developers can actually sap consumer confidence in the economy, but I actually don't think most people in the United States care about Evergrande or even know what Evergrande is. And I think that's true for like most people worldwide as well. They're not really a common household name. It's not like Coca-Cola or Pepsi or McDonald's or something. Like if you mention Evergrande, most people probably in the US probably don't know what the hell it is. Most people in Europe probably don't even know what the hell it is. So, and the Chinese economy is a little weird. Yes, it is global, but it's kind of like constricted to China as well because of the way their government actually handles stuff, how they try to keep everything in. So while it might actually shake the crypto industry, because I think people in crypto know about Evergrande more than the general public, it really shouldn't affect the market all that much. But I suppose it did shake up a lot of confidence, but I don't think it actually affected the market as much as like the SpaceX thing, the interest rate thing, the Fed minutes, and other things that are of that note that actually have a much, much greater effect on the overall American market and the overall American crypto market. But yeah, another big company going down, property management with investors in the US, definitely not a good look. If you actually look at coin market cap, Bitcoin dominance actually went down from 48.8 to 48.5, a loss of 0.3, and it actually took them several weeks to go from 48.5 to 48.8. So the thing is, like, during this drop-off, a lot of the alts have actually caught up some to Bitcoin instead of the other way around. So Bitcoin dumped 7.6% today. I mean, like, coins like Ripple, etc. dump more, but if you really look at it, like, 88 only dumped 4.53, Solana only dumped 5.13, Doge is down 8.78, which is a little bit more, but a lot of the major coins actually dumped slightly less than Bitcoin. And of course, like stable coins aren't really going to dump, so that's going to affect it as well. So like on the whole, average wise, people were talking about how altcoins are getting slaughtered, but you trace it 24 hours. Bitcoin's actually pretty average in terms of losses. Like things like IMX, VET, they all lost a little bit less than Bitcoin in the last 24. And that's why I think like Bitcoin dominance has basically gone down 0.3. Like I said, the stable coins do actually play a role because they don't actually change in value. So like as Bitcoin goes down, their dominance would actually go up, which would actually affect Bitcoin dominance. But if all the other alts kind of just like lost like, massive amounts of money, regardless of what the stable coins do, the Bitcoin dominance should have actually gone up. So Bitcoin and altcoins are actually like moving in tandem right now, rather than altcoins just losing way, way more than Bitcoin. The only reason Ripple lost more is because of that the SEC appeal actually got, they didn't win the appeal, but they got permission to actually file the appeal. And of course, like, XRP like rode the wave of like, hey, we're the only coin with regulatory clarity on up. And their investors actually thought it meant something, but no one really cares about that at this point. So yeah, XRP is falling a little bit more than most coins because of that, because they just had a big pump a while ago. LTC is falling because they just got over the halving and no one cared about it. BCH is BCH. It's always kind of sucked. XLM follows XRP. So like, except for those couple of coins in the last 24 hours, a lot of these other coins actually fell less than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's Like Bitcoin's dominance actually went down. That means the whole thing about alts bleeding against Bitcoin may not actually have that much relevance. And I don't think it will be completely like last cycle where alts just drop off the face of the earth every time Bitcoin drops a little bit. Now, we might actually have like a delayed effect where alts actually drop more tomorrow. That's very, very possible. And we could have something like last cycle, but this cycle is a little bit different. Alts are much more moving in lockstep with Bitcoin than just going one way or the other. So that's kind of what I have to say for today. Yes, the Evergrande stuff and the SpaceX stuff sucks, but it really shouldn't have any huge lasting effects. And I really do think crypto will probably go back up to around 29, 30,000 within a few weeks. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.